build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die.
Hello everybody, welcome to Shortbangers. I'm Matty, it's just me and Colin, right? Colin, how's it going?
Aye, good mate, aye. I'm alright, how are you?
I'm alright, I said just me and you as if I was kind of talking you down there. I didn't mean like that.
I just thought it was because of you. I didn't take it as personal at all. Now that you've said that.
It's because we never got John and we never got a stand-in for John in time for the night's show either. So John obviously standing agreement is when John's off we get to decide why he's off.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's off tonight. He was out walking the dog and he's been bullied into a corner by a billy goat.
A billy goat.
He can't get past it. So hopefully you're all right, John. If you hear this, then charge at it.
I reckon it's mere bin related nonsense with his neighbour.
I think his neighbour's clocked him doing something.
Putting dog shite in it or something again, and the neighbours, because he's right. His neighbour's got CCTV, isn't he?
Aye, or it was the video in the ring door. Did we talk about doing?
Oh, the doorbell.
Doing what they did in Speed. Did we mention this last time? You know, in Speed, have you seen Speed before? On the bus, Keanu Reeves.
I have, yes.
Or the bus that wouldn't slow down, is what Homer called it. It's a film. And they do the thing with the CCTV where they take a picture for just under the camera, and then they put the picture in front of the camera. Aye, so it looks like that's happening. John should do that for the ring doorbell, and then put as much stuff as he wants in the bin.
Aye. I'm now starting to sit there and think, did we talk about this on here or off here? Because we maybe just dropped a minute.
It was definitely on here.
Was it on here?
Aye, definitely was. Definitely was. Right, first question tonight is Ian T, and it's a Hibs related one. Normally we didn't do the Hibs related ones on Shortbangers, we'll keep them for Longbangers, but this has been sat in the bookmark since the 3rd of September, so I feel we're probably never going to bring it up on Longbangers if it's sat there for that long.
It must be very good.
So if Hibs was characterised by TV programme, what would it be? And Ian's vote goes to Tales of the Unexpected.
Very good, Tales of the Unexpected. We spoke about that in the theme tunes bit, didn't we? Tales of the Unexpected at one point.
Did we? Or was that us, or was that on Top Flight Time Machine? Because I'm sure they talked about it. It might have been us because it was Royal Down that did Tales of the Unexpected, wasn't it?
Was it? Oh, no, I didn't know that. All right. No, I thought we'd spoke about when we done a theme tunes thing, didn't we? At one point.
Did we?
Aye, I'm sure we did.
What's the best theme tune?
I liked the A-Team when I was younger. Now, what's it now? I didn't listen to theme tunes often. I quite like the Boardwalk Empire one.
Oh, by the way,
that was rather than that, it wasn't a catchy thing, but it was a good song or a good tune.
We, you can do Shazam. If you ever use Shazam on your phone, the song for that isn't as good as the intro music. I reckon how that happens. It's all right, but
the intro music. A snippet of the whole song then that they're playing? Because it's quite a long theme tune, eh? It's like 2.5 minutes or something.
I'm sure we spoke about it early days in Shortbangers. The most motivational theme tune, if you want to get in the mood for anything, is Thundercats. Like, there's no way you listen to that and then not coming away thinking, "Yeah, fucker, I'm up for anything."
Yeah.
We started watching.
Sorry.
The Office, the US one. After I can't remember if we discussed that on here as well. That's still got a great theme tune, but it's quite catchy. But every time it comes on, you find yourself like sort of tap along.
Skip intro.
Do you do skip intro? I never do skip intro. I'll have a. Now I'm thinking, because I always think it's quite a good part of the show. If it's got a good intro, like Game of Thrones and that kind of the song and everything, and you would go, "Oh, that's decent." Did you?
See, I'm after efficiency when I watch the telly. So I'll even watch if we ever watch something live, which is very rarely watch something live. I'll start 15 minutes in so that I can fast forward the adverts.
Did you listen to podcasts at 1.5 speed as well, don't you?
I do, aye.
Aye, so it's all about the efficiency.
It's all about I can fit me in. I can get me episodes in. You do that every time you watch a programme. Adverts are like 15 minutes to an hour long programme. They only take 40 to 45 minutes for a show. If you listen to the theme tune and you watch all the adverts, you could get, if you're watching 2-3 episodes a night, you could get an extra episode in. Just for all the adverts you've chopped. Think about it. There's your value. There's your benefits case. TV programme. At times, depending on the result, it could be Murder, She Wrote.
Murder This Is.
When you go on Hibs. Or Murder They Wrote when you go on Hibs.net. Twitter.
Breaking Bad sometimes, it would be Goodfellas when it goes well. Goodfellas wasn't a TV show, but we'll take it for the purpose of this, right? So Guinness 2022 asked if Shortbangers. Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Shortbangers, if changing logo for Shortbangers to keep it distinct from Hibs/Longbangers, is it also worth considering a theme change? I'd asked the questions from the last Proclaimers album would be decent if they were okay about it copyright-wise.
That's a nightmare of copyright stuff, isn't it? I mean, you said it for here because it was your was it Bell and Sebastian?
It was, yeah.
The initial one, but I've heard Gordon Smart talking on his one as well about they want to use the song, the film that the podcast actually named after.
Native Wrestlers Natives.
Aye, the theme tune of that is the song, and he even knows the guy for the band. I can't remember the name of the band either. I'm fucking hopeless, but it's because I listened to 1.5. Take it in. But they know the guy for the band, Big Country, and they're fine with it, but it's all legals and all that. That's how they've still not got it starting the thing. It's just a pain in the arse. So unless your dad can write an song, Tommy Two Sheds.
Tommy Two Sheds. Will he be listening? So he's just my dad's put together a new single. Now it's 9 minutes long.
Is it a coke thing? Is he in the cocaine?
That's what
No Blame do.
It's not in the coke. It's not a song. It's a feature film, isn't it? Like,
he's what he got Boardwalk Empire.
It's good. It's it goes all sort of Pink Floyd towards the end. It's a bit of a break from his usual style. So, I think if we could lift that, I think a 9-minute intro would.
We put 15 seconds in it.
Take 15 seconds.
What's the best 15 seconds in that 9-minute epic?
I'll ask him. He'll be listening. He'll text me and say, "Take this bit from this minute to this minute here. These points." I think if I'd want to change the theme tune, but it's maybe something for us to consider. We need another logo as well for Shortbangers. If anybody's great at designing logos and wants to do one for us, that fits in the wee circle on Twitter. That's kind of what would be ideal. Because I tried
is that when you're sitting in front of the now will no work, will it?
No, so I tried to use this one, and you'd get maybe the RTBA in the wee circle, or
nice thing you asked. Did you not ask on Twitter, and then you just got spammed and DMs
by fucking
trying to sell you stuff?
Folk who,
because we're clearly wanting them for free, like
obviously, obviously, we're not fucking made of money, you know. If anybody's good at sort of making these kind of things, I fancy doing one for us. We'll definitely will use it as not having an alternative. Because at the moment, it's that wee picture of me that we've used, the 150k on Hanlon Hill, his screenshot for one of the episodes. It looked quite special on it. So, right, Ian asked if animals could speak, which animals would make the best comedians?
What do you think makes a good comedian? Like, because we're doing this based on appearance here, but I mean, there's no difference, sort of, like in the human form.
Yeah, I think you get animals that have a sense of humour. Definitely, there's animals that ken what they're doing with winding folk up. It's like basically prank humour that animals do, like stuff just to get on your tits.
So I would have thought a monkey.
Funny. Yeah,
because they're close to human anyway, but also like they cheeky monkey, and they do play pranks and throw shit at each other and all that, don't they? So.
Is it wanking at the zoo when an old woman come past and
all
that funny stuff that they do?
I'm going monkey for pranks. That's like football player pranks, eh? Shit in his shoe and that. All the funny things that they hear the ex-pros telling on their podcast, regaling how funny they were when they cut their mates' jeans. Imagine that. I always hear that and think, usually it's nowhere near the real world, eh? Like, it's effectively your job. If I were the job, I play jokes on folk and all that. I've done daft things, say when you had phones on your desk and sellotaping the receiver down and all that shit. But football, take it to a new level, and I think it's okay. You know, like some of the stuff you've heard about Gaza doing and boasting about.
Folks shitting in somebody's shoe. Like
Jimmy Bullard and all that. Jimmy Bullard had a podcast for a while before he got on the telly, and some of it was funny, but then you would kind of, Graham Stack was on it one day, and you're like, thinking, you were like in your mid-20s when you were doing that.
He chewed folks' coats and that, didn't he? Like he was saying, saying it was on holiday, they were in a nightclub or something, and they chewed folks, and then chewed the tractor or a digger or something, wasn't it?
I hear that about them driving, like stealing the team bus and all that, and you're like, fucking hell, man, you're like breaking the law. Like, it's not just like having a laugh, it's taking it to extremes, but they seem to think it's. I just think it's mental when you hear some of the football ones and that's how they talk about it. It's not like they're even looking back with like going, we're daft young lads. It's like they're still pitching themselves at 35.
Aye.
35, mate. Like, you sat in somebody's shoe.
I couldn't be them. Like even we spoke about it before. The cats on TikTok that do the pranks on their mates. It's like you wouldn't be my pal for long if that's what you were like. Can you every time we walk past a bush or a river, you pushed me in. I just would never walk with you. I would go, you're a cunt, and that's us.
Ken, who else wouldn't be one of my mates, as well as something like that, would be ken the folk on TikTok or Twitter that have seen a clip on the telly and they've laughed at it and they think this is funny, I'll give me some likes and that. And they rewind it and they play it again and they record it on their phone and laugh over it.
Oh man.
With the fake laughter. No mate of mine like.
Why would you do that?
Irritates the fucking.
Why would you do that?
I've taken photos of the telly or recorded a clip of the telly and sent to you on WhatsApp and that. But I've not stood behind it, giving it a big fake laugh over the top of it. I've let you decide yourself if this is funny or not. Because he's seen it and laughed himself.
Yep.
But he's not laughing the second time.
That is true. It's like a forced laugh, isn't it? The second time it comes round.
Nah.
Or the third time because he's probably not started recording at the right point. Had to rewind it
back.
Right,
and all the shadows in the background and all that.
Yeah. I reckon a bear, by the way. I can imagine a bear doing stand-up.
Can you?
I think obviously, you can imagine. And I think it would be sort of like Jack D. Can quite dry and sounding miserable, but still managing to be quite funny.
What's your thoughts on a horse? You naked? Or why the long face or that?
Well, nah, it's horses always seem right. But they always seem right up themselves. I just don't think horses have that much of a sense of humour. Occasionally, you get a funny one. You know when they run up to the fence and they stop and send the wee guy flying over the top of them. That's quite funny, right? And you go, I'm not jumping. Right, have that, right? Or the ones that break away in the races and just run on their own. Right, yeah, obviously there are some jokers in amongst the horse community, but a lot of them are just like, look at you, kind of prancing about, fooling yourself. I maybe have talked myself into it a wee bit though for the Maverick ones. Yeah, definitely could do it. I was going to nominate dogs. Like we watched something. I can't remember what was it. Dogs and the faces they make. You know, sometimes you get the clips on Twitter or whatever, and it'll be like a wee compilation of dogs doing daft things, and you watch that and you go, they're quite funny, dogs.
Yeah. That's a strange question, though.
What is that? I quite enjoyed it, though. Would ask again.
Well, we've got a couple of minutes here.
Aye, 11 out of 15. Would ask again. Charlie Mulgrew thinks you made that up. Right, we might have asked this one, and if we have, we'll move on, right? Are folks' arses generally more dirty now than they were in the 70s and 80s, where everyone had a bidet in their bathroom?
I don't think I was known. It might have been. No, I think that's been asked.
I think so. Did everybody have a bidet in their bathroom in the 70s and 80s?
I don't. Well, never in my house.
No, we
And
did.
I only remember the 80s, of course. I don't remember the 70s, but if we had one in the 70s, presumably we would have had one in the 80s. Is that? I don't. Have you ever used a bidet?
I have, but I think you would need to use one regularly to trust that you were doing it right.
Mm-hmm. I've never used one. Never used one.
If you it's been like a long time, but if you remember the wee water fountains you used to get in school, would it be
I've seen one. I know that. I just never ever used it.
But I think you would still wipe him, wouldn't you? Like, because you're that used to wipe him that you wouldn't just trust a bidet. You would need to. It'd be a combination.
So is it just water, or is it like soapy water, or like?
It's just water. I think maybe we'll get soapy water once.
And then do you dry off like after? It's like a towel in there.
You would need to. You couldn't go out wet, could you?
No. So if the bidet doesn't do its job, the towel's getting marked. It's getting skidded.
Aye. But also, like, there's like the practicality thing, because like you sit in the toilet, you got your trousers down by your ankles, right? Unless you're somebody that takes them right off, right? But I'm guessing you didn't take them right off. You didn't look like
I don't. I don't. I do go down the ankles though, but it's funny. You probably don't have to go down the ankles. Just round the knees would be enough.
Aye, but again, put your trousers
down. I don't.
Like,
I go down the ankles.
Aye. But then if the bidet's not immediately next to the toilet, you've got like a sort of shuffle to do.
Penguin over.
Because you're not going to pull everything up onto a dirty arse.
Yeah.
So it would be a shuffle across, and that seems like just an unnecessary bit of faff.
Why didn't he just have the wee fountain in the toilet then? No, I suppose in case you shite on it, and he'd piss in it as well.
Aye. I think they've built those sort of things in Japan, and you always see those sort of things on viral videos, like mad toilets that they've built in Japan that are.
Got like a wee trap door behind it or something. You could press it for it to come out.
Aye, a wee probe kind of comes out for the back with a wee nozzle to squirt up, a wee sensor. What I like to think there is like a wee person controlling it, like we've talked about it before, but Luke Skywalker, when he's got to drop the missiles into the Death Star, and Obi-Wan's voice is telling him, "Ken, switch your computer off and use the Force." With the wee person can just try to light up the jet. Turn off your target computer.
The size of this here. Who the fuck is it? That's down here.
Bombs away. Jortalini, that's quite a good username, said, if you just queued 10 miles over 30 hours to be near a dead body in a box, what would you do when you got there?
Well, what would I do? I wouldn't. Well, certainly wouldn't queue for 10 hours for anything. But I think what they done was walk straight past it, didn't they?
Aye. I think folks still bowed in that, didn't they?
Did
they? It's fucking weird.
Weird, eh? She wasn't even in it, She wasn't even in it. Like, not having it.
I was surprised there was only one person rushed it. Do you know, I thought there would have been more nut jobs that would have either tried to prove that it was empty or.
Did somebody run it? I didn't know.
There was somebody got arrested for a disturbance. I presume that's what it was. It was some lads just like
tip over or something.
Aye. Imagine going back to work after you tipped over.
I know.
Aye.
Would you queue? How long would you queue? What's the longest you would queue for something?
I wouldn't go over an hour. I don't think.
Depends. Anything?
No, I don't think so. It depends. Sometimes you join a queue, you didn't think it's going to be that long. I've definitely been there where you kind of go and you think, right, stand here. Queue maybe doesn't look that big, and then something happens or whatever, and there's a delay, and you wait ages. But there's nothing I can think of in advance that I think I'm going to go and stand for hours and hours. I can't we used to do it for tickets for therapies and that. You know,
Folk like that. I'm more so I'm quite impatient with that kind of stuff. But if I know there's going to be a queue, it helps me because like I know what to expect. It's that unexpected. It's even the same. Like see when you go abroad on holiday, right? And Carol's looking for holidays and that. She'll always check how long the airport transfer is because I'm one like fuck, right? So it's to keep me calm. But I said to her, it's no the length of the travel that's the problem. Is that they fucking lie to you.
Aye.
So you'll get on the bus and they'll go, we'll be 45 minutes or an hour or whatever till and then you're sitting there an hour and a half later going, what the fuck's happened? Like, what happened to this 45 minutes? Why did they not just tell me it was going to be 2 hours? Because if they say it's 2 hours, I go, cool, see you in 2 hours then.
Aye, I'll have a wee sleep.
If you tell me 45 minutes and it's going to be an hour and a half, like, I'm going to start getting fucking angry. So that's the.
Aye.
I need to know. Like, if it's going to be like you have to queue 10 hours for that, then I can say, fine, I'm willing to wait 10 hours for that. Or fuck it, I'll no bother.
Is there anybody that you would queue to see if they were dead? If they just anybody like?
So am I getting to see the box they're in, or am I getting to see them?
Well, like an open casket kind of thing.
Aye.
Either you choose.
Because I wouldn't queue to see a box.
Yeah.
But then I'm not that fussed about seeing a dead body either, because I have seen a dead body before, and it's not that great. Yeah? You know what I mean? It's not really what you. Well, especially when it's somebody you know. You know what I mean? It's like it's not what you. It's not how you remember them, is it? You want to remember them.
Yeah.
Because they don't look the same. Just don't look the same. Yeah. Nah, I wouldn't queue to see a dead body in it. I don't think there's anybody that I care that much about. Because even when I say care, I don't mean like care as in, but even my own family, I'm not that keen to go and see any of them when they're dead, because I'd rather remember them.
Aye, what's the point?
Because I've only seen it once, you know what I mean? And it's like, the next time I ain't go bother.
All right, similar theme. Guinness 2022 says, do Colin and John require an Operation Fourth Road Bridge contingency just in case Matty even catches a bad flu this coming fuel crisis winter? Actually, we all pray for good health of the bangers, so hopefully never actioned.
Aye. Well, we did manage. When was it? Oh, you were at like Christmas last year, eh? I mean, John done one. Aye, John hosted it.
I went right.
One of the best episodes that's been done. The feedback said
legendary, isn't it? Like it's gone down Longbangers folklore.
I think we went into wine and cheese or something. I think I had it from memory because it was like 27th of December or something. Because you had COVID at Christmas.
Aye.
You missed your Christmas Day and all that, didn't you? It was like 27th, 28th, and I sat with I'm sure I was drinking my rums that I'd got like a load of flavoured rums, wee miniatures, or doubles each flavour, and I spoke about cheese boards. And I think it was meant to be. Were we reviewing a game? Did we play Dundee United at Boxing Day? It might have been that. But we ended up just doing cheese board.
I need to dig out that episode and have another listen. I did listen to it. I didn't normally listen back to our episodes. Although,
you're only on it. Yeah.
I thought that's it. It's interesting if I'm not on it. I can go and hear what folk are saying.
I done that with Shortbangers the other week when Alex was on. It was good.
Alex was good on it. We'd started putting them on down the stairs to try and keep the dog occupied because he likes to see on the TV. Like gets so excited.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If I want to go get a wee piece of quiet, I can just leave him in the living room, put the telly on with the Longbangers on, and he's quite happy.
Get out, new listener.
Aye.
He's not
subscribed yet. No, he's not yet. I need to get on to him. Right, I think we've probably got time for another one question before we wrap up the episode. Good question anyway, Guinness 2022. Remember two, because this is a yes or no one. Cal asks if you ever voluntarily joined a 4-mile queue. No. But traffic I have. Come in the car. I think if that's voluntarily, because
you were trying to avoid it if you knew, eh?
Aye.
I joined the queue, the biggest queue. Now, we spoke about before, actually, recently, when we tried to get tickets for Oasis at Loch Lomond in 96, was that?
Yeah,
97, 96. And it wasn't anywhere near 4 miles. It was just round the back of long length of Princes Street and back round the back into Rose Street, wasn't it?
Aye. Fucking 4 miles. If you're at the different postcodes and that, fuck it. It's 4 miles in some places, but you're at a different village.
Aye. 4. Well, if you're looking at 4 miles, right, what would that out be? Easter Road up to Princes Street, wouldn't it? Easy.
Aye. Easy.
Just a long queue, like. I wouldn't join a queue like that, no chance.
That nonsense. And I think it's rude of people to think that we would as well. So if you're out there thinking of making a queue that long,
I would expect to use my press credentials and get to the front and pretend I was recording something.
If you could do that, what we should say is if you've got tickets for the live show, turn up early so as to avoid a 4 mile queue.
Because
we expect that to probably snake all the way up to at least the Omni, if no up to Princes Street. Right, and there are still tickets available, by the way, if you want to come.
Just a handful left.
Just a handful. Right, last question. That's the timer gone. It's from Mikey. This is a good one. If you were to lick the inside of a takeaway window, which type of takeaway would you choose?
So it's licking the window, though. It's a bit. So I wouldn't do Chinese, right? Because I reckon they all smell the same. Like,
that's controversial. All the Chinese smell the same. What you're trying to say?
The actual there's a Chinese up the road that I've been to once, and the shop smells like what the food tastes like, the exact same. Like, it doesn't matter what you order. You know what I mean? It's just like. Anyway, chippy always catches your nose on the way past, You can't beat that. But I reckon Indian would give you the best variety.
Indian was the one that it's funny when I read that question, my mouth started watering in. It's why I like the question so much, because right away I was like, you start thinking about it. As soon as you start thinking about it, you start to, well, the way my head
is there a smell? Aye, think about food. We've done it before on here. Like, when I first started doing this in the last summer, we'd be talking about haggis suppers or something for the chippy, and then next thing I'm going to try that the next time we go to the chippy. Haggis fritters. I had haggis fritters once because I think we must have spoke about haggis fritters, or there was different varieties of haggis or something that you.
The spicy haggis, and then just
the long pudding, and then you get the spicy. You get haggis fritters. You can get haggis from the pizza at the chippy up there as well. But anyway, I can't talk about food too much now. I'm on this fucking diet.
Indian was the one I was going to go to, but we've recently found this place called Just Greek in Dunfermline that does gyros, chicken and pork, and fucking lovely.
But it smells like the actual.
Well, it'll smell kind of kebabby, I imagine. Kebabby.
It's quite oniony.
Aye, it's like a young kebab, kebabby.
I think Indian gives you the best variety for spices. Now, Mexican, maybe. They don't have many Mexican takeaways, though.
Nah, you don't. KFC's decent. Chicken. Because I wouldn't be tempted to lick a McDonald's one day or Burger King or that. It's just greasy. Chip is greasy as well, but it's a nice.
The chip, but there's no smell, I don't think, that catches your. Well, certainly, the largest gentleman catches your nose like a chippy.
Aye.
Even if you're not in the mood for one, you go, I could go a bag of chips. You know what I mean? It just catches your.
Yeah.
It just catches you. You see in the KFC, you ever tried to make your own?
Aye, but not with any great success.
I've got a recipe. It's brilliant.
Send me. Aye,
it's really good. There's about 13 different spices you need, but you'll probably have them.
Aye.
It's just it's good.
Right, decent. Right. Anyway, we're out of time. So, thanks for listening. If you want to hear more food talk, nonsense, comedic animals, and so on, sign up to our subscription service. You'll get Shortbangers Extra, where we'll go and tackle the next lot of questions in the next half hour or so. If you want tickets for the live show, just send me a DM on Twitter. It's at Longbangers. And watch out for our Twitter spaces over the weekend. Right, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink water, no.